Welcome to the PDR Sports webcast. I'm sports reporter Kevin Morales alongside editor Travis Huslet. And Travis, let's get right to the big news of the week. Brett Favre returning to the football field, this time not in the green and gold or the green and white, but the purple and gold. What are your thoughts on Brett playing for the Vikings?
Well, in honor of Brett Favre's return, we are using the purple microphone this week. I'm glad to see him back. He's fun to watch. It's going to be real exciting when the Vikings play the Packers 2 times a year. I do have a fear that the Vikings are now a Super Bowl threat. My worst nightmare is watching the Vikings do something they've never done, win a Super Bowl. And they're definitely a better team and a contender to do so now. But even though he's there, I think it's not necessarily given that they'll even win the division because I think the Bears are a lot better with Jay Cutler at quarterback. They haven't had a quarterback in forever. And the Packers got to be better on defense this year. They look great in preseason, so they're a threat. So just because they got Favre, the Vikings got Favre, they're not necessarily shoo-in for the division. How about you? What are your thoughts on Favre?
Yeah, I'm glad to see him back too. He's a legend in the league. You know, he just makes the NFL a better league. Even if his skills have diminished somewhat, he's an exciting player to watch, and he's just an exciting player to follow. As we've seen this last week, he's been the number one story on every internet website and newspaper and TV show out there. So I think it's good for the league. Obviously, there's a lot of range of emotions with Packers fans with his return. I think a lot are glad to see him back. I think a lot obviously aren't. I think the disconnect for fans kind of comes with they don't understand or they forget, I think, sometimes that this is a business. The NFL is a business. This is his livelihood. He's an employee. It's an employee-employer relationship. And I think fans forget that and look at it just as a loyalty thing. He played 16 years with the Packers. I think fans maybe have to remember sometimes that Brett doesn't owe fans anything. And this is his decision. If he wants to come back, so be it. And like I said, these are going to be the two most exciting games probably all season with the Vikings-Packers. And it's going to be great, I think. Moving on, but staying with quarterbacks. There's a local quarterback battle in Madison with the Badgers. And Travis, what have you learned about the quarterback situation in Madison?
Well, on Monday, the Badgers scrimmaged and taking most of the snaps with the number one offense was Scott Tolzien and freshman Kurt Phillips. So it looks like maybe Dustin Shear has maybe dropped out of that battle for the starting job, even though he started a handful of games last year. So what the Badgers have planned are on Wednesday they're going to scrimmage again, and their coaches are going to meet after the scrimmage on Wednesday night and make a decision. And then by Thursday by noon, the UW is going to release its final depth chart going into the season. So by Thursday morning, we should know who's going to start the opener for the Badgers. Other news with the Badgers that kind of came out recently is that Zach Brown has moved ahead of John Clay for the number one running back spot with the Badgers. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, Tom Mulhern from the State Journal wrote an article yesterday. He was at practice and wrote some notes. And basically what he was saying was, does anybody else think that this is just a motivational ploy to get John Clay to play better? And definitely that's what I think it is. Just having seen the two of them play live last year a couple times and just watching him on TV too, you can tell John Clay's the better athlete. He's bigger. He might not be as quick as Zach Brown, but just he's the overall better running back as far as I'm concerned. You got to remember 2 years ago coming out of high school in Racine Park, he was the number four running back in the nation, I think, by Scout.com. So he's, that five-star caliber, just all-star talent, and you don't move a guy like that to number 2 on the depth chart. I think they're just trying to gas him up a little bit, get him to play a little bit harder. So Thursday starts the 2009 local prep football season. Stockbridge is at Rye on Thursday. On Friday, we've got Portage at Stoughton, Partyville at Waterloo, Poynette at Howard's Grove, Westfield at the Montello Princeton Green Lake Co-op, Laconia at Cambria Friesland, and McFarland at Lodi. Travis will be in Cambria for the for the Laconia at Cambria Friesland game. I'll be in Montello for the Westfield Montello Princeton Green Lake Co-op game. That's a mouthful. So, reminder that on Wednesday, our 2009 prep football kickoff tab comes out. Make sure to pick this up or look for it in your local paper for all the information and tidbits from all the local teams. And also on Wednesday, the Portage girls golf team hosts the Portage Invite at the Country Club starting at 9 a.m. So for Travis, I'm Kevin. Thanks for joining us. I gotta remember 2 years ago coming out of high school at Racine Park, this guy was the number 4 running back in that country. Yeah, that was. Ryo's going to host Stockbridge, and then on Friday we've got Portage at Stoughton, Partyville at Waterloo, Poynette at Howard's Grove, Westfield at the Montello Princeton Green Lake Co-op. So, reminder that tomorrow, on Wednesday, our 2009. We'll just try that one over again.